Hello everybody, welcome to Shogi Ramen TV. いらっしゃいませ. Let's enjoy shogi with me. Today, I want to explain about the amazing kifu of the File Rook vs Millennium Castle. Okay, so let's start to see the kifu. This kifu was the Takeshi Fujii vs Mirai Aoshima. Okay, let's see. Pushing pawn. And center is the ranging rook and the gote is static rook. And in the latest shogi, the ranging rook players pushing the h pawn in the early timing to ask the opponent's style. So if the opponent ignore this etching pawn like this, so then the gote's options would be the anaguma. So the center can focus on the anaguma. And also in the latest shogi, the pushback the h pawn is becoming popular because this edging pawn can keep the possibilities of the Ibisha's strategies. So this would be the nice option. And let's see the next. Moving the rook to the fourth file position. And pushing pawn. And moving the bishop. Open the bishop line. And close the bishop line. And moving the king. And moving the silver here. And moving the silver. And moving gold. This is the basic style of the Fujii system. So because the gote has still opportunities of the anaguma, so the center need to focus on the anaguma also. And then moving the king and pushing pawn and pushing pawn and moving the king here. So if the gote's options has been fixed as anaguma, then the pushing pawn and the jumping knight as a Fujii system. But at this timing, the gote has many options. For example, the pushing the pawn and using the silver to quick attack. So at this timing, the pushing pawn is very risky against this kind of the quick silver attack. So at this timing, moving the king is the good way. And moving the gold. And moving the king here. And let's see this position. There is interesting point of the fourth file rook. And Takeshi Fujii didn't move the silver yet. This is very interesting point. So I will explain. Normally silver will move here and move here. This is the typical case of the fourth file rook, but there is interesting options. So against the Millennium Castle. So the Millennium Castle will be played like this, and moving the king and moving silver and pushing pawn and jumping knight, moving the gold and entering king to the castle. This is the normal case of the Millennium Castle. And let's see the fourth file rook side. And against the Millennium Castle, moving the rook to the central position is one of the good way, because the bishop moved to this position, so this bishop is weak from the central attack. So moving the rook to the central position is nice way. And from here, and using the silver to this position, and also moving the silver to here. So this is a very nice point of keeping the silver at this position. So from here, for example, moving the silver and pushing this pawn. If take by knight, silver can move here and take knight. So the gote cannot take the pawn and moving the silver here. So the against the Millennium Castle, this silver position is very nice to attack to the bishop, also to attack to the head of the knight. So there are two weak points. So the creating this style is very nice against the Millennium Castle. So the keeping the silver at the initial position has very interesting meaning. Okay, so then back to the game. From here, moving the silver and pushing pawn and pushing pawn. So against this pushing pawn, Gote will attack soon, so the moving the silver is important to defend the head of the bishop. And pushing pawn and moving the king here. And moving the bishop. This is sometimes happens and good options for the static rook. And moving the gold and pushing the pawn and jumping knight to protect the bishop line and moving the gold and pushing pawn. This meaning of the edge pawn is that in the future this bishop will move here and attack from the edge side. So this is one of the interesting way for the static rook. So the against this move, range rook side need to push this pawn. So the pushing the edge pawn this timing is a nice way before the attack. And the jumping knight. So in this position, the Gote has an option to move the king here, but in this case, it's very risky because the bishop can attack to this position, this line. So normally bishop is here, so it's okay. But in this game, the bishop is here, so this bishop line is very strong. So in this case, moving the king here is not so good. Okay, then back to the game. So the jumping knight and pushing pawn and moving the king here to create the Millennium Castle. And moving silver and moving gold and moving the king here. This is interesting point because this bishop line is strong, so the escape from this point is a nice way for the jumping knight in the future. Okay, and moving the silver. This silver has a meaning to escape the bishop. Oh no. To this position later. Pushing pawn and moving the silver bishop here, and pushing pawn and move back the bishop here. So the next Gote will try to attack from here. So the easy way to defend would be the moving the rook, but this moving the rook is just a defense way, so it's not interesting. So keeping the attack style is nice way to move the silver here. So this is a nice way to create a stronger castle and also to keep the attack style. And of course, Gote can attack from here. Push and take. And against this attack, moving the rook, it's a joseki. And dropping the pawn and back the bishop and take pawn and move rook. This is one of joseki. If the take bishop, Sente can take rook. This is good for Sente. So against this move, dropping the pawn with the choseki. And taking bishop is not good because the pawn can forward like this. So in this position, pushing the h pawn is very nice way, because the h is also one weak point of the Millennium castle. Only the lance is defending this line. So if take this pawn, Sente can attack dropping the pawn or pawn. So Gote ignore this edging pawn and take bishop. Take by rook. And from here, the pushing pawn is the easiest way to attack, but it's very slow. So the Gote need to hurry up. So the sacrifice of the pawn and jumping knight. And at this point timing, so taking pawn is a nice way. So because the next Gote can drop the pawn here. And Sente try to attack by the rook. And rook move here to attack the knight. And defend by the pawn. Dropping pawn. And dropping pawn. And take pawn. And take knight. And taking rook is not good, because Gote's promoted pawn is stronger than the Sente's one. So in this case, escape the rook is a nice way. And this rook position is important. Let's see. Escape the rook and take lance. So let's see this position. Rook is connecting this lance. So if the Gote take lance, Sente can take the lance by rook. So and in this position, dropping the knight is amazing way to cut this line. And this is check, so the Sente has to take. If take by pawn, Gote can take lance like this. But in this position, taking knight by rook is the best way to keep the edge attack. So in this situation, keep attacking the edge is important than the rook. So from here, taking lance and take by king and dropping lance here. And at this timing, Gote doesn't have a pawn, so the Gote cannot drop the pawn for the defense. If the Gote drop the lance, Sente can take this lance and drop lance again to move the king to the bad position, so the Gote cannot drop lance. So against the dropping lance, king needs to escape, but it looks very endangered. And dropping the bishop here and escape the king and dropping the pawn. This is interesting way. If the take bishop, this king can be checkmated. So the Gote cannot take the bishop and drop the bishop to defend this position, but the Sente can continue by dropping the knight, take, and dropping the knight here, and promote, take, and take by lance, and take by bishop. And at this position, dropping the pawn is a good way to keep the knight to attack to this position. So king cannot escape from here. And escape the bishop. And dropping the knight, because the bishop cannot move from here. And Gote try to remove the bishop. Take. And take. And take pawn. Take. And promote. Escape. and drop pawn, escape, and drop knight. Take, and sacrifice of the pawn is very nice way to keep the king under the dangerous position. And take. At this moment, Gote has already no defense because Sente can drop the bishop, silver here, and Gote has to checkmate the Sente's king, but it's difficult because Sente king can escape. So at this time, Gote resigned. Thank you for watching this video. I think that this kifu, including the many interesting points of the latest File Rook, and don't forget the Takeshi Fujii. Sota Fujii is also super popular, but the Takeshi Fujii is the specialist of the File Rook. Don't forget him. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next ramen. Bye bye.